For just about every business owner out there, there's this constant, nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you might be overpaying on taxes. It's this quiet frustration, right? A sense that your hard-earned money is slipping through the cracks. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a payroll framework that tackles this exact problem. And here's the kicker. It's not new, but it's only recently become available to everyone.
I mean, really think about it. It's that feeling you get when you see costs just keep going up and up while your margins get thinner and thinner. You know you need to find savings, but where? It can seriously feel like you're losing money somewhere in that complicated mess of payroll, money that you could be using to grow the business, reward your incredible team, or, just give yourself a little breathing room for once.
And let's be honest, a huge chunk of that pressure comes from payroll taxes. It's this relentless, automatic cost that feels totally out of your control. To really get a handle on what we're talking about, let's look at some actual numbers. So on average, a business pays right around $3,000 a year in FICA taxes. That's your Social Security and Medicare for just one full-time employee. Now take a second and multiply that by how many people you have on your team. Yeah. That cost gets really big really fast, and it becomes a major drain on your resources.
And this isn't just a one-and-done expense, right? It's a cost that comes back every single payroll, and it grows as your team grows, squeezing you a little more year after year. But here's the thing. What if the payroll rules you've been playing by aren't the only rules out there?
Because a really big shift has happened. A framework that was, for a long time, the exclusive playground for giant corporations is now available to businesses just like yours. The playing field has finally been leveled.
Now, this isn't some brand new loophole somebody just found. No way. For years, the biggest corporations, the ones with whole armies of CPAs and tax experts, have been using these established payroll structures to their advantage. It was a strategy that was pretty much reserved for the giants.
But that whole era of exclusivity, it's over. What used to demand these super complex, custom-built plans and a team of experts on retainer, well, it's now been standardized into a simple, accessible framework. Now, finally, every business owner gets to play by the same set of rules, not just the ones with the deepest pockets.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, how in the world does this actually work? What's the catch? I get it. But it's not magic. It's just a really smart three-step adjustment that works right inside your existing payroll system.
Let me break it down for you. First, a fixed pre-tax amount, which is often tied to some new benefits, is applied to an employee's wages. This lowers their taxable income on paper. Second, your payroll taxes, that 7.65% FICA rate, are then calculated on this new, lower amount. Boom! That's where the savings happen. And finally, a post-tax entry brings the employee's take-home pay right back to where it was. It's a simple, logical, and totally compliant process. Let's make this super clear. Let's say you're paying about $250 a month in FICA for one of your employees. With this framework in place, that could drop all the way down to $160. That is an immediate savings of $90 every month for every single employee who participates. And that adds up big time. We're talking an average annual payroll tax savings of over $1,100 per employee. Just take a moment. Think about what that number, multiplied by your whole team, could actually do for your business.
But here's what makes this so powerful. The savings don't just stop with the business. This framework is a true win-win because it creates real value for everyone involved, especially your employees. So, for you, the employer, the benefits are crystal clear. First off, there's no out-of-pocket cost to put this in place. And beyond just the tax savings, businesses are actually seeing lower employee turnover and a healthier, more productive team. This is money you can pour right back into growing your company.
And what about for your employees? This is the best part. Their take-home pay stays exactly the same, but they get access to amazing new health benefits. We're talking virtual primary care, mental health support, prescription programs at zero cost to them. These benefits can cover their entire family, and they just stack right on top of any insurance they already have.
Don't just take my word for it. Listen to someone like Walt Breeze, a Subway franchise owner. He was able to offer his team benefits he could never afford before, which helped him attract and keep great people. In a tough, competitive industry, he called it an absolute gift.
So you've seen the idea, you've seen the benefits. The next logical step is to stop talking in hypotheticals and find out what this would look like for your business with your actual numbers.
It really is time to stop wondering if you're overpaying and finally get some concrete answers.
To go from that quiet frustration we talked about at the beginning to a place of real clarity and confidence about your finances. And this brings up a question I hear all the time. If this is so great, how has no one told you about this before? And honestly, the answer is pretty simple. Until very recently, it just wasn't standardized or accessible enough for most small and medium-sized businesses.
So the next step is a super simple, no-obligation payroll review. It's a free 15-minute call where a licensed tax professional will actually walk you through your own numbers and show you exactly what you could be saving. There's no pressure, no sales pitch, just clear, personalized information.
Look, the rules have changed. The playing field is finally level. Now you can get the same tax advantages that the biggest companies have been using for years. It's your turn to stop leaving money on the table. The first step is just to see your numbers and finally understand what you've been missing out on.